Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tip Balls Podcast. I am your host, Sam Randazzo, and I am joined today by my two slightly overworked co-hosts. To my right, it is the one, the only, Uncle Sam.
Hello.
How does it feel to be covered in sawdust from head to toe right now? How was your week?
Great.
To my left, none other than our very own Mr. Zolo, Mike Pellizzolo.
There's 5 more subscribers. The first thing I look at when I pull the chat up here, so I can see what you guys are saying because I can't see in front of me where the chat is.
I'm gonna have the chat.
So I pull the chat is so I can reply and have fun with you guys, and I can see the subscribers. The viewers in real time I don't think is accurate because there'll be 15 of you in the chat.
Yeah,
but it'll say there's one person watching.
Here we go.
But
I didn't know I could do that.
anyways,
Make that bigger
Bruce.
so I can see it.
Oh,
Yeah, we're learning some new things here.
that's huge.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, who's
The
that?
only problem is I keep it up to know when we're live too.
Yeah, same. I got it.
All right,
I'm gonna
cool.
Keep it up in front of me from now.
Keep
I think
it
it's
up,
pretty
but
badass.
There you go. Then now you guys can see the chat up there.
Shout out to Angie.
And shout out to Tyler. Hi, Tyler.
Yeah, Angie and Tyler watching from afar.
Is
Rip.
that Tyler Nelson?
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely.
Who's Tyler Nelson?
He's in the league with
He's in the league with us.
Okay.
Chalupa Batman.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll join.
And what's
Andy
Tyler
here.
Nelson's relation to the league? Who does he know? What's his story?
He goes back with Angie and Nikki and all of us. Yeah.
Tyler, I'd know you if I saw you.
Yeah. Angie, thank you for sending the link to your mom. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Angie. Shout out to Angie's mom.
Shout out to the Lalos and everybody watching from God, what country is he from?
Albania.
Albania. Yeah.
Albania.
All the Albanians.
What the
Oh,
heck?
President Baker reporting. President Baker's in there.
Oh, shit.
Hello,
President
Leon.
Baker in the
Good to
chat.
see you again today. All right. So, it's Friday. The week is coming to an end. Any highlights, lowlights, pits, peaks? What do you got?
I'm just ready to go.
You ready to go home?
I'm ready to go right now.
What does the weekend have in
I'm
store?
ready for my picks.
What does the weekend have in store for you?
What's that?
What does the weekend
The
have
same
in
thing
store?
every weekend, dude. I work.
Oh, wait. I got one more shout out to my buddy George. Shout out to George Thomas. Appreciate you.
Jorge, welcome to the chat. How's your week go?
I hated this week.
Did you?
So fucking much.
Did
I'm
you?
so happy it's over.
Pits, peaks?
I listened to music on the way here for the first time all week. I listened to music.
What do you listen to?
I listened to, so I have this I have Apple Music,
Okay.
and they have like a curated station for you based on everything that you listen to,
Oh.
and it always hits.
Love to see
Mine's
what
all
mine is.
over the board. It's EDM, it's classic rock. There's Metallica on there. There's Nirvana on there. There's 90s, 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s rock. There's Zeppelin on there. On the way here, Lips Like Sugar by Echo and the Bunnyman came on.
Little Megadeth.
I think Megadeth may have came on there
No
once or
Megadeth?
twice.
Gotta have Megadeth.
If
on.
I do 80s rock, Megadeth will come on.
You got to have some Megadeth in there.
Yeah.
Little Slayer and Anthrax.
Before we start, I want to give one quick shout out to
Aladdin.
Alani New.
Aladdin.
I got the Addison Ray.
Here's to
The
you.
Addison Ray Berry Pop. This is the first flavor I ever tried,
Hey.
and it's my
Bruce,
favorite. I
Will you
think.
do me a favor? I forgot to grab one. Will you grab me one? Thank you.
Anyway.
Write the scores down.
Tyler, for your information, this Cowboys helmet, this is a Deion Sanders. So he asked which signature is on the Cowboys helmet. I think that's the Deion one, isn't it?
You only got one flavor.
I don't give a shit. Just bring. Is
That's
that Deion?
awesome.
That's Deion, right?
It looks like it.
Sure. Yeah. Bring it here.
That's when Dion was
That's
whoring
gotta
himself
be
out.
Deion.
Yeah.
Whored himself out to the Cowboys and the
Cowboys,
Niners.
Deion was a whore, but he won a Super Bowl. Won a
Yeah.
Super Bowl as a
Speaking
won
whore.
a
of
couple of
Deion,
them.
speaking of Deion, I got a package in the mail today.
Wow.
I need the close up.
Are those the Prime sunglasses?
Are those Prime sunglasses?
Those are
out.
Prime's fucking songs.
Are they Colorado University?
I got them on the. I got them on the pre-order.
Coach Prime. That's the only problem.
That's awesome.
They're
Dude.
the same ones he gave to the team.
You know where he's from? You know where he went to high school, right?
Huh?
You know where he went to high school?
No, somewhere in Florida, probably some
Oh yeah.
fucking
You're gonna love it.
depths of the Miami ghetto.
Tenement.
No.
Tenement in Florida.
No, he grew up not wealthy, but he grew up middle class.
Was he Naples?
Fort Myers.
Really?
Fort Myers High School.
Wow.
Yep.
If you're thinking what I'm thinking, like all them guys that were at the U,
Yeah.
they're the ones
Yeah, that's
that
Broward
were in
County.
the tenements
Yeah,
in
Broward
Miami
County,
over there.
Dade County.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Miami-Dade High
that's-
School.
Absolutely dumb.
Yeah, Pahokee.
Yep.
How do you-
Pahokee High School.
East English Village.
That's where
Finney.
my boy was from, Ed Reed.
Oh, dude, I saw the coolest Ed Reed autographed Miami jersey at the Ravens game on Sunday. You'd appreciated it.
Yeah.
It was nice.
I was a big Ed Reed guy. Ed Reed's one of my top 2 safeties
Can I ask
of
you a
all
question?
time.
Did you like Jimmy Johnson before it was cool to like Jimmy Johnson?
He liked Jimmy Johnson after he started taking all the extends.
Oh, really, dude? Come on.
After Jimmy Johnson
I
started
was
taking the extends.
I was a fan of all them teams that played for the University of Miami.
You've seen the U 30 for 30, right?
Yes, I did.
I got to rewatch that.
Yeah.
The 2 best productions ESPN ever did were the U. There's some really good ones, by the way. That's a summer episode. We could talk about all the great ESPN productions, but the U. And then the Fab Five, it wasn't even a 30 for 30. They did a documentary on the Fab Five. And they're the same thing, but one was college football and one was college basketball, and they were both.
But the U, I mean, when you look at the amount of guys that school had put into the NFL and amount of players that are in the Hall of Fame from that school, it's pretty phenomenal.
I don't know how we started today off with the
I don't know either.
University of Miami talk, but here we are. Anyways,
That's usually how it goes.
are you going to be cooking any meat this weekend?
Sorry?
Are you cooking any meat this weekend?
I don't think so.
You don't have anything on the agenda?
No,
It's
I don't
nice.
have.
The weather's nice.
No,
tonight. We're gonna have good
plans
weather
to
tomorrow.
cook
no
anything,
Michigan
dude.
Saturday, no Lions Sunday. This is the take your girlfriend out.
My arms bother me. I had a little spill. I gotta
What happened?
I've heard
Get
about
my
this
shit together.
15 times already in the past 20 minutes.
You sound like Grandpa fucking Lou Pickles from the Rugrats. When he used to go, we walked 15 miles.
I used to walk to school.
Was it a blizzard?
Hey, Angie, shout out to the Goths.
No, I cut
We
through the
love the
park.
Goths. This is a goth-friendly show.
Cut through the park and beat up the bums. Stole their shit. Go ahead.
Late nights at Heinz Park, eh? All right.
I want to tip some meats this weekend.
Are you gonna
I've been
tip meats this
craving
weekend?
a steak. I've been craving red meat. I actually bought some short ribs from Costco 2 weeks ago, and I froze them because I left town. I haven't made them yet, but I want to mess with those probably next week. And I'm really craving a nice ribeye and some mashed potatoes.
Nice.
Maybe I'll tip some meats.
I have a stacked weekend. I don't think I have time to cook.
Tell
any
us about
meats.
your weekend before we start.
I have a dinner tonight, Samarella, downtown. Then tomorrow night, I have a first birthday party. And then Sunday, I actually have an event to attend. Monday, I have an off day.
You need to tell Tyler that it's not a paper bag, it's a wet paper bag.
Okay. Why you got to... Tyler,
Sorry.
why did you have to do this? We had to start off today. We chose violence.
Tyler, we were just trying to do tipped weekend, and you fucked us.
We're trying
Sorry.
to do some tip meats, all right?
Sorry.
Anyways, okay. If we're going to get right into it, let's get right into it real quick to address Brock Purdy. 49ers have listed him as questionable for Sunday's game against the Bengals. Obviously, that's going to be one to monitor if Sam Darnold gets
Sam
the start.
Darnold is starting, they'll win. They'll win. Sam Darnold is starting, the 49ers will
Brock
win.
Purdy practice. I don't
He
know.
did practice
I don't know if
today, yeah.
he can clear the protocol.
That's the thing.
I don't know if he could clear the protocol in time, but he's practicing and it's looked fine. And by the way, you're gonna hate this just because you pull the plug out of everything. But analytically, that was one of Brock Purdy's best games until the hit that caused the concussion. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was having one of his
So
better
was that
games.
Super Bowl.
And I was
So was that
watching it.
NFC Championship game when he
Got
got
knocked
hurt.
out of the NFC Championship game. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. I want
They
to
were
talk.
getting smoked then, too.
I want to talk about last night's Thursday Night Football game because, honest to God, I had a lot of thoughts. I was very angry last night watching that game. Why are you shaking your head already?
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, but you're sitting here shaking
I'm
your
listening
head.
to what you're saying. Go ahead.
God, I just threw up in my mouth. All right. And you're going to disagree with me, and Zolo's probably going to disagree with me, but just let me get through this rant.
Go ahead.
That's all I ask. And then I will gladly let you guys roast me after that. Okay?
By all means.
All right. Last night's game. One, you know what? I might end up with 5 or 6 things here. We'll see. One, the game was not as close as the final score said it was. All right. I'll give it to you guys. They covered, and you guys both said that. All right. Congratulations. You can take it away. Number 2, Tampa Bay is the most, outside of maybe the Raiders, is the most fraudulent 3-win team there is. Okay?
Poop take.
At the end of the day, Baker Mayfield is Johnny Manziel without the drinking problem. Because if he had the drinking problem, he'd be on the same couch as him. All right? He looked flustered last night. He was red in the face the whole game, and he didn't really have an answer. Number 3, if you can't get any offense going, why are you not throwing the ball up to Mike Evans? Is there a reason why Mike Evans had one catch until the touchdown that he had to grip off of some other guy's helmet in the last drive of the game? Then, that last drive of the game was 11 minutes long. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm not going to blame everything on Baker Mayfield, even though he deserves to take a decent portion of the blame because he's not performing well. I'm sorry, he's not. He looks awful. He's running for his life. The offensive line is a disaster, and he can't come back from that. I'm blaming Todd Bowles and Tampa's general manager.
Thank you.
George Thomas agrees with you. He said coaching, Tampa coaching staff, no creativity.
When we did the coach thing the other day, the coach power ranking, fired coach power ranking, I fucked up and forgot to put Todd Bowles on there. Because Todd Bowles now has lived on borrowed time through all of last year because guess what? Nothing changed from last year.
You said it all last year.
It just got worse. And I repeatedly ripped Todd Bowles apart every week last year because I believe he was the reason why we had an 8-win team last year. The offense is the most predictable thing I have ever watched. They couldn't run the ball at all last year, so what did they do? They cut and let Leonard Fournette walk. Get it. He wasn't getting the job done, but it wasn't a Leonard Fournette problem. It's a offensive coaching scheme problem. Then Brian Leftwich became the martyr who had to get fired. And at the end of the day, nothing changed. They brought in somebody else and did the exact same thing. Todd Bowles needs to lose his job. Number 2, the team that they built around Tom Brady last year, they subtracted Tom Brady from it, added Baker Mayfield to it, and did nothing to make it any better. Nothing, and expected a different result. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, you didn't address any issues with the running game. You didn't address any issues with the offensive line. The defense, it has a lot of good talent on it, and I think that they did a decent job of containing Stephon Diggs last night, and they played a good game going up against Buffalo's offense. But at the end of the day, there's no oomph. They don't have anything that's like, there's no explosion. There's no explosion. And these guys don't want to play for Todd Bowles. There's one guy out there who looked like he was going above and beyond effort-wise, and that was Baker Mayfield. And guess what? It doesn't matter how much effort Baker Mayfield puts in and how tough he is and how he's grinding it out. He's not good enough. All right? He's not good enough.
They still almost won it at the end. Godwin would have turned 2 seconds earlier and been touchdown, and guess what? Tampa would have won that game.
I haven't gotten to Buffalo yet.
I'm going to let you finish.
Okay?
I
haven't gotten to Buffalo yet.
What?
Part of the reason why that game was anywhere close is because the Buccaneers had to get bailed out on penalties on 2 4th and longs because they shouldn't even have been in the position to score that Mike Evans touchdown. But they got bailed out on 2 penalties because they could not get the ball down the field. It was a 4th and 8 and a 4th and 10 that they had to get bailed out. I'm sorry. They're fraudulent. I don't see them winning any games past this point. I think Mike Evans is going to get traded this week. He should. They should do him a favor and get him out of there. They didn't utilize him properly last night. Baker Mayfield's not good enough to get the job done. And Todd Bowles will inevitably, this little bit of hot that they have right now and how you think this looks good, it's going to fall apart. It is going to fall apart. They're just not there. They're not there. They're not.
You can go first, Uncle Sam.
As far as Buffalo goes, they're still only half inflated. They're not. Their defense actually, in my opinion, looked slow last night. It looked very easily beatable, and they shockingly, I don't think they're that great against the run against the team that is awful against the run. Okay? That's number one. Number two, their secondary is decimated with injury. Outside, they have no serviceable cornerbacks on the field right now. 3,
Their linebacker core is fucking decimated too.
decimated. Their defense is decimated.
Without Matt Milano,
They look
he's
very
the guy
beatable.
that makes it go.
Defensively, they look very beatable. On the offensive side of the ball, I didn't think they looked bad at all. Tampa did take Stephon Diggs out of the game for a good portion of it. I didn't think they looked bad. Josh Allen's obviously hurting, so that's going to be something to watch going forward. Obviously.
Well, I seen him slide yesterday. He didn't try to run anybody
Correct.
over.
That's how I knew he was
And he
fucked
actually,
up.
I was shocked. I was shocked. he
Him
didn't
playing
slide.
reckless is a tradition, though. At this
Correct.
I know.
And I liked, for the first time probably that I can remember, I thought James Cook actually looked good last night. Outside of that,
I thought he's looked pretty good this year.
yeah, but I wanted to see.
Period.
I wanted to see more than the 3.7 yards per carry. I wanted to see him actually have a nice, decent. sustained
Josh
game.
Allen could do things when he's not under pressure. He was not under pressure in that entire game yesterday.
Yeah,
Under
because-
pressure meaning that he didn't have to battle from behind to win a game.
Oh, what?
When he's got to battle from behind to win a game, that's when you see him try to take on a guy and
I
run him over. Or
I agree.
Instead of running out of bounds or sliding.
Your Brock Purdy take is Josh Allen.
Correct.
Josh Allen. There's a slew of quarterbacks in this league that cannot play from behind.
Correct.
And Josh Allen, he can do it if his support staff is on fire.
Correct.
If chalk it up to Diggs works and
His
Dalton
hitting Gabe
Kincaid's
Davis
going,
twice a game.
Gabe Davis is making the plays at the goal line. That's the only way it works. But no, I don't think Josh Allen is very good at playing from behind. I'm with you. Just two quick amendments to what you said. I think Tampa is very poor. I'm with you. They're trending in the wrong direction for me now. Finally, I've seen enough. That being said, they were a play away if he turns his head, like Uncle Sam said. If Chris Godwin turns his head,
He turns his head, he catches that ball. Guess what? They kick the extra point, they win.
And I don't know if they're. I don't think they're probably in the middle of the pack for the 3 and 4 teams or the whatever. But there's a lot of 3-win teams that don't even belong in the conversation, in my opinion.
I said they're going to get
And-
more wins. They're
and
going to fall
Tampa's one
into
of them.
more. Todd Bowles is going to fall into more wins, believe it or not.
Maybe.
He will.
It's got to run out of it.
I'm not a Todd Bowles guy.
gotta run
I
out
like Todd
eventually.
Bowles as a defensive coordinator, not as a head coach.
You can make the case that they are a quarterback away because Baker was good those first couple weeks of the season, but their schedule permitted him to be good. And they were also game managing. They were doing what they needed to do to win games. Whereas if same drill, if Baker's got to play from behind, it's going to be really tough for that offense to get going. I would like to see them. That defense is already good, so I would like them to see them bring in a really good offensive-minded coach and get one of those rookie quarterbacks. Man, that's a great landing
Yeah,
spot for
because
Kirk Cousins.
if I got to watch Baker Mayfield just constantly throw the ball to his fucking running backs,
God, it
dude,
was
I was
so
just like,
bad.
what the fuck am I looking at
fucking
here?
bad.
Holy Christ. It's fucking ridiculous.
Think about it. They took Tom Brady out of the equation and kept the exact same team and inserted Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, but Tom
and that
Brady,
team had
Tom
eight.
Brady,
it had
Tom
8
Brady-
wins last year.
Listen, the offensive line is actually better than the one that Tom Brady paid behind
Thank
last
you.
year.
Without
Because
question,
his offensive line was fucking on IR.
atrocious.
I also think the defense is somehow better than it was last year too. The defense looks great still.
I'll
you
say
hold
that
Buffalo to
that's
24 points. It's pretty good.
I agree with that because last year there was not a time where we got to see all of their DBs on the field healthy at one point, and right now we actually are. And that's why I think that they were able to contain Stephon Diggs. They were able to hold Buffalo to 24 points. But it's just that was
He's shaking right now.
to watch.
He's
It was
literally
fucking
shaking.
Painful for me to watch.
He's
It's
turning red.
hard to watch games like that Baltimore game last week. It's hard to watch games that aren't competitive.
And this is the other thing, and I want to point this out real quick. I don't think, I really, honest to God, outside of Vegas, I think they might be. Right now, if Tampa played Washington, who do you think wins?
Tampa.
Well, Carolina still is winless.
Washington just beat them.
Right?
Too. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. Atlanta just.
So
No,
Carolina's the worst team in the league right now.
Correct. Okay, what about Minnesota?
I don't think
Honestly,
they're the worst team.
Honestly, I think Minnesota would beat Tampa. I think Minnesota's on the
Yeah.
rise, and that's a talking point that we can
You
talk about
think
later.
Carolina could beat Tampa?
Maybe.
No.
They got to play each other.
Maybe.
I think that if Tampa wins another game, it might be Carolina.
Gun to my head, Tampa's winning that right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally. The way
Here's
the
the
NFL
thing right
is, I
now.
think
Carolina's going to get a fucking win here, and it's going to be real soon.
We talked about this. Their schedule permits for them to win a game.
What about the Rams versus Tampa?
Rams.
The Jets versus Tampa.
Jets.
The Jets, yeah.
Cincinnati versus Tampa.
Cincinnati.
That's a close one, but
By the way, I got Cincinnati winning this week.
Houston or Indy versus Tampa.
We're not there yet.
Oh yeah.
Indy, no. Houston, just because I'm a Stroud boy. Shout out to the Stroud boys.
And the Raiders.
I'd take Houston. I don't think the Raiders can beat Tampa.
I don't think so either. I'll give you Tampa and maybe Washington, depending on the day. If Ron Rivera gets fired yet or not.
George Thomas put up a good thing there. Vita Vea didn't play yesterday.
That's true.
Shout out to George for bringing that up in the chat.
That was huge.
That's he is a massive piece. And honest to God, that's probably why James Cook had a decent
That's
time
why
running
he
the
was
football. Yeah.
And that was
Gashing
one of
him
the
in the gut.
knocks on Kalijah Cansey is he's not good in run pro.
No, he's not.
Because he's undersized. So in run pro, all it takes is one good guard
he's a
and a
disruptor.
center.
He's in the backfield. He's
better.
a disruptor.
He's better as a pass rusher. It takes one good guard and a center, and you can isolate Kalijah Cansey. So you need Vita Vea to make that defensive line tick a little bit better.
Vita Vea's a monster. He's a beast.
Anyways,
that guy's a beast.
I was angry watching that game last night. I was. It infuriated me because you're right. Tampa, they're not that far away, but it just feels like they're so far away.
And just a friendly reminder, we got Uncle Sam's got Tampa winning the NFC South. Sam has the Atlanta Falcons. I have the Saints, not by choice. It was process of elimination, but I honestly think the Saints could end up winning the division low-key. And then Bruce has the 0-6 Carolina Panthers, but also not by choice.
Not by choice, Tampa.
All right. You're still riding with Tampa?
Still riding with Tampa because I don't think Baker Mayfield is as bad as you think he is.
It's exactly why he's behind the computer. Because that was
I picked
the most
That's a
games
poop
last
take.
year. Don't forget
That's a
that.
poop take.
I picked the most games last year.
How did he outpick you guys last
Listen,
year?
like Leon said, a broken clock is right once a day.
AM and PM.
And of the night, too.
AM and PM.
Like Leon's mama said, the noisy wagon makes the most noise.
Amen. Whatever the fuck that means. All right.
The empty wagon makes the most noise.
Should we go right into the picks?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. To start off the 1 o'clock slate on Sunday, we have the Los Angeles Rams traveling to Jerry World in Dallas to play the Cowboys. Right now, Dallas is a 6.5-point favorite, over under 45.5. And I'm going to throw it to our resident Cowboys fan, Uncle Sam.
What's that spread again?
6.5.
Dallas is 6.5-point favorite.
And where is it?
It's in Dallas.
Okay.
Over under is 45.5.
I'm taking the Rams to win. Any over.
I got the Cowboys. I got the Cowboys covering. They're coming out of the bye. I thought they looked decent against the Chargers the week before. And I just think that Dallas needs to a lot of the tough parts of their schedule outside of their Eagles meetings are done. So I think this is a game that they need to have, and I like them coming out of the bye. And if Uncle Sam is right, before you say anything, if Uncle Sam is right, we will learn this week because I think the Rams are extremely mediocre. So if the Cowboys are mediocre, they will get pushed this week.
And here's the thing that scares me about that game you're talking about, the Cowboys last week. Mm-hmm. They won it on the last play of the game.
You're talking about the Charger game?
Yeah. It was.
I think the Chargers
It was
are better than the
Parsons'
Rams.
sack that basically ended the game.
Fair.
It was the one play.
Fair, but they're at home this time against a team that I don't think is nearly as talented as the Chargers are offensively.
I think them young guys that are playing for the Rams are learning, and I think they're getting better every week. So I got a feeling they're going to roll here pretty soon.
Listen, nothing fucks with Matthew Stafford more than getting blitzed. It causes massive problems.
True.
And I think is it still Dan Quinn? Like Dan.
Yeah, but I don't see Dan Quinn blitzing him that much. I think he's going to feel he can get there with his front. So
yeah,
I don't see that.
It should be a good Micah Parsons game. That's all I'm saying.
Should be.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm going to agree with Zolo here. Also, guys, if you want to chime in, let us know who you think is right or who you're taking. Go ahead and hit us up in the comments.
Blow the chat up.
Blow that chat up.
Please, cause problems. Piss in the pot.
Exactly.
Let us fight you.
We want to hear what you guys have to say. I'm going to take Dallas in this game to win by a touchdown. I'm going to 6.5. I'll take them to win by a touchdown. Over under a 45.5. I'm going to take the over in this hesitantly. At the end of the day, you got to figure Cooper Kupp will get a score. You got to figure that the Rams will end up running one in.
Did you know that Stafford's from Dallas?
I did.
Highland Park High School?
Did you know he went to high school with Clayton Kershaw? Is that where you were going?
No, I was actually going to spare us, but someone was going to fucking do it.
Yeah, him and, did you know Matt Stafford and Clayton Kershaw went to high school together?
I really don't give a fuck. Mike McCarthy's a garbage coach. Did you know that?
Did you know you could cut the fat off of No, I shouldn't say that because I'm fat, so
No,
never
it's
mind.
okay. You can, this is it.
All right, you can cut the fat off of Mike McCarthy's back, and it'll make for some good pork.
You know
belly.
Dak Prescott couldn't hit the side of a fucking barn? Did you know that? Did you know I watched a little clip of him and Derek Carr's brother?
Was that on ScissorVixens.com?
Did you see it when they were throwing the ball at the little targets?
Oh, David Carr, former number one overall pick.
David Carr smoked him. He wasn't even fucking close. Tells you how bad Dak Prescott is. You got a guy that's been retired for over a decade, and he's more accurate than you are. Garbage. Fucking trash.
Listen, we shouldn't be talking
Trash pass.
That's America's
Prescott.
team, all
Trash Prescott.
press.
Do you know why there's a hole in the roof in Texas Stadium and now AT&T Stadium? Do you know? I know you know the answer. I know you're fiending on
Why?
it. You tell him.
Hopefully it's so God fucking puts the lightning bolt on Dak
Did
Prescott.
you ever hear that phrase
Kills
before?
him and Mike
No.
McCarthy.
They've always had a retractable roof so God could watch his team play. Did you know that?
He's rolling over.
Oh,
God's been disappointed since 1996.
Yeah.
God hasn't had a Super Bowl in 30 years. Anyways, next up we have a
Divisional game.
There it is. Minnesota's heading up to Green Bay to play the Packers. Minnesota, a 1.5 point favorite in this game. The over-under is 42. Zolo, what do you think?
Don't come to me yet because I need to think about this. Listen, this is a conversation on the Vikings.
Yeah, 100%.
They don't scare me in terms of winning the division because I truly think the Lions' schedule has shaped up perfectly. And if they win this week, it goes back to that conversation on quadrants. We're at the end of quadrant 2, and they went 3. If they win this week, the Lions
3-1.
3-1 in the second quadrant. That's 6-2. They're on pace for whatever 12 or 13-4.
Yep.
Okay, I don't think the Vikings are catching them, but they're coming on. Their schedule is easing up. And then in a hypothetical where the Lions do choke some games away, they get the Lions 2 out of the last 3. So it's tricky. And I just think Minnesota weirdly is on the rise all of a sudden. I take major stock into beating the 49ers. I don't give a fuck about what anyone says about Brock Purdy. They still beat arguably a top 2 team in the NFC. It was at home. And they needed some help getting there. But I take stock in that. And Kirk Cousins has been very good this year. I'm a fucking Michigan fan. I hate Kirk Cousins. I think he's a little bitch. But he's been outstanding this year, other than that little 2 or 3 game stretch. Am I wrong? Has Kirk Cousins not been pretty good this year?
Yeah, he's been, numbers-wise, he's at the top of the league.
Where is this game?
In Green Bay.
That's the one tricky
At
thing.
1 o'clock.
At 1 o'clock.
That's the one
I'm
tricky
taking
thing
Kirk
because he
Cousins.
struggles here. But I think Green Bay is going this way.
I've
and Minnesota's
seen
going
enough
this
of.
way.
Listen, I don't know what's that little dude's name there? Matt LaFleur.
Cuck LaFleur.
I don't know what the fuck he's been doing for 3 years with Jordan Love, but whatever he didn't work. So he needs to stop spanking him or whatever he's doing and teach him how to play football. And I truly believe that Cousins will go in there and they will smack Green Bay around. Because if they don't even need Jefferson at this point.
No, they might not.
They really don't.
They might.
I mean,
Jordan
they,
Addison
they
has been
proved that against
outstanding.
a lot better defensive
Jordan
team.
Addison has been so good to watch.
Yeah. So I actually like Cousins this week, and I'm taking Minnesota.
Over-under.
Over.
42.
Over.
Under. And Minnesota to cover, Minnesota to win outright, by the way.
No, because I think Cousins is going to put up some points in this game.
I don't.
I don't.
I do. Listen, he put up points against a very good defense.
It wasn't as many points as you think. What was it, 22?
You don't think he could put more than that up against a defense?
For some
Devontae
reason,
Wyatt is out now. He's going to IR.
For some reason, I just like the Packers D at home. That's all.
Okay.
Jair Alexander should play this week. Devondre Campbell should play this week. I'm going to take Green Bay to win this game.
Interesting.
Listen,
Aaron Jones playing.
Aaron Jones
Is he going to play fucking 10 plays?
Aaron Jones is off.
3 plays?
He's off the injury report
Fucker.
officially. At the end of the day, I think everybody's a little high on Minnesota right now. They beat what I still think is the best team in football.
Bruce is high on edibles.
So is Angie.
And I think everybody's a little low on Green Bay. And here's the thing. Green Bay can't be that bad for that long, right? We haven't ever seen them be this.
You know why?
It's got to come together a little.
Because they've had fucking outstanding quarterback play for fucking 25 years.
Yes, but there was a point.
30 years.
There was a point this year where we were like, oh, Jordan Love might be okay.
Listen, they haven't struggled at the quarterback position since fucking 1992.
I'm aware.
That was when Columbus sailed the ocean blue, by the way.
There was a point this year where we didn't think Jordan Love was that bad. All right? I'm not going to completely...
What do you mean we didn't think he was that bad? He looked good the first week of the year, and then it's been dog shit since.
I'm not ready to throw in the towel there.
Okay.
I'm not. They're getting pieces back that they desperately need. I think their defense matches up really nicely against Minnesota. And at the end of the day, I am not 1,000% sold on what happened with Minnesota last week. I'm not. Because I thought Minnesota, prior to the last 2 weeks, was a dumpster fire. I don't know if it's together yet. I don't know if Green Bay is completely in the hole yet. I'm going to take Green Bay. I'm going to take Green Bay in this game, and I'm going to take the under because I think this is going to be much more defensively matched up than we thought because Minnesota's secondary is still one of the better ones.
Okay.
But I think Green Bay is going to give Kirk Cousins some issues.
No one plays better in divisional games than Harrison Smith. That's all I'm saying.
Fucking guy's found the fountain of youth, man.
White boy still
How old
got
is he,
it.
like 50?
I don't know.
He's been around for fucking 20 years.
He's probably eating the little boy's fetuses that he got back at Notre Dame from the priest.
Yeah.
Harrison Smith is going to turn
Him
30.
and Tom Hanks. Go ahead.
Tom Hanks is dead, isn't he?
No.
Tom Hanks is more alive
Hanks
than
is
ever.
dead.
I thought Tom Hanks was dead.
No. No.
He's hanging out on Epstein Island.
Who's the one that died? The comedian that killed himself.
Robin Williams?
Oh, yeah. Robin
It was
Williams. Never mind.
so long ago.
Wow.
Harrison Smith will be 35 this year.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Guy that played all these fucking 50.
Next up, down in Nashville, we have the Atlanta Falcons heading in to Nissan Stadium to play the Tennessee Titans. Atlanta's a 2.5-point favorite in this game. We have a whopper of an over-under, 35.5. And guess what? I'm going to start this off, and I'm going to take my Falcons.
Your Atlanta Falcons.
Ryan Tannehill not playing. That means
shit.
we're going to get. Did they announce a starter yet? Was it? Is
Yeah,
it?
they're
is,
both playing.
They're both playing.
God.
Malik Willis
God.
and Will Levis will both play. I think Will Levis officially gets the start. Derrick Henry, I don't think we see him. I think Derrick Henry gets traded before the Tuesday deadline. I don't think he plays in this game. I think it's going to be the Will Levis or Malik, whoever's going to play. It's going to be their game, and it's going to be bad. I'm going to take Atlanta, and I'm going to take the under.
I can't wait to see Malik Willis kind of fucking roll out and then put one about fucking 5 rows up in the stands.
Can I make a point?
Go ahead.
This is the first game that we've seen where Desmond Ridder is the superior quarterback to whoever.
Where Desmond Ridder is still a
and
cunt.
if he's the superior quarterback, that'll tell you how fucking awful
Uncle Sam,
that this game could turn out being.
You go first before I go here.
What? I'm going to take Atlanta in this game.
All right, I'm going to spike
I
you
don't
guys.
have any faith in Mike Vrabel right now. He really doesn't, unless they just run the Wildcat with Derrick Henry. I don't have any faith in him.
I am the other way around, and let me tell you why. First things first, I'm picking the Titans out of spite. I'm risking my pick record just because I think the Atlanta Falcons are still fraudulent, and I'm risking my my record here. I need to be the contrarian. We can't be across the board. Someone's got to
I
pick
agree.
this game.
There's nobody that fucking goes against the board
More than
as much
you.
as I do.
More than you. That's why we let you go last. We literally set you. We bait you into it every time.
Shaming me right now?
We bait you into picking some of your picks every time. So I think Desmond Ridder is fucking garbage. And every time he has a good week, he follows it up with a week that's literally dookie. And I think that's going to happen here. Which coach over the last 20 years is the best coming off of a bye?
Probably outside of Belichick, I'd say.
No,
Vrabel.
it's Belichick. And Vrabel went to that Belichick school of coaching. I think if you give him
Too
2
many
weeks,
people are fucking relying on the Belichick fucking school
but
of
Vrabel,
coaching.
Vrabel's the one
None of those
coach.
guys have been successful. None
Mike
of them.
Vrabel has. He's the one coach from the Belichick
Plays in a
coaching
garbage
tree.
division.
Regardless, I think this is a garbage game.
Okay.
I think that Vrabel is going to punish his assistants, just like Belichick is known for. Other than Matt Patricia, Belichick is known for punishing his assistants when he goes to play them. And I think there's enough evidence that one of these quarterbacks is going to come out and do something between Levis or Willis. I think one of them is actually going to do something, and they have the pieces to do it. I love Tajay Spears. I think he's going to have a big game in this one, especially. I agree with your take that Derrick Henry might not play. That doesn't mean he's going to get traded before them, but they could totally hold him out because they have a deal that they're working on, I'm going to go with the Titans. Who's favored? The Falcons are favored?
Falcons are a 2.5-point favorite.
I'm going to go with the Titans. I'm going to go with the Titans with the points. I'm going to go with the Titans winning outright. And I like the under in this one. I think I got 3 unders.
Okay. Moving on. I honestly, God, I don't know which game's worse. The New Orleans Saints are heading up to Lucas Oil Stadium to play the Indianapolis Colts. New Orleans is a 1-point favorite. The over-under is 43.5 points. Uncle Sam is going to pick Gardner Minshew.
Actually, no. I'm going to take the Saints in this game.
Whoa.
What's that under?
Under is 43.5.
And who's favored?
New Orleans is a 1-point favorite.
I'll take New Orleans in the over.
I'm surprised by that one. Why?
I just got a feeling.
You just pulled the Bruce.
I got
a
a feeling. I just got a feeling.
Sometimes that's all you need.
I just got a feeling.
And you're taking the under.
No, I'm going
the
over.
You're going the over.
That should be a pretty. I'm with you. New Orleans in the over. New Orleans to win outright. I think that's a.
I think Gardner Minshew kind of showed his hand last week, and they kind of got juked there a little bit. But I also did watch Myles Garrett absolutely pummel him in the submission.
Nothing
Literally.
flusters Gardner Minshew quite like a good defense.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to watch that defense.
What's his name? Granderson?
Carl Granderson. He's having a great year.
That guy's going to have a field day. That's an offensive line.
See, and I promise I'm not just doing this to be different. Like, I'm not.
Right.
I'm going to take Indianapolis here to cover and win this game. That over under a 43, I'm actually going to take the over.
That's a good over.
I
think these teams are totally capable of putting up 24 on each other.
This is the thing. This is the thing. Indianapolis hasn't, even though they've lost, they have not had an issue putting up points.
Mm-hmm.
They're putting up effective
They
points.
put up almost 30 points against the Browns.
They put up as many points as
They
their
put up
owner
38.
puts up Scott shots.
38.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Colts can put up points. They're 10th in passing yards. They're 8th in total yards per game.
Yeah.
They are moving the ball effectively. What kind of worries me about this is outside of Alvin Kamara, the Saints really aren't. Like they're not. And I don't think Derek Carr has looked all that great. And even though Gardner Minshew hasn't, and even though I do have faith in the Saints defense, something tells me that we're going to see Indianapolis be one of the first team that's going to run the ball straight down New Orleans' throats with both those guys and do it semi-effectively. And if Gardner Minshew can hold on to the football, I think Indianapolis will win this game. I'm going to take Indy to win, and I'm going to take the over.
I just think real quick, the Saints are, number one, they have 10 days off or whatever it is. They played on Thursday night last week, so they have ample time off to prepare. Number two, I think they're motivated because they thought they should have won that game last week. You know, we're talking about a Foster Moreau ball off his hands in the end zone, and it's a totally different narrative. And I think the Saints still think they're in the division, and this is a winnable game. And if you want to keep pace with Atlanta,
They've got to win it.
you got to win this one.
Yeah. Next up, we have
Divisional game.
the New England Patriots are headed down to Florida to get a suntan. They're taking on the Miami Dolphins in a divisional rivalry game for the ages. Miami, a 9.5-point favorite. Over-under is 47. Uncle Sam.
No Tariq Hill.
No, he
Tyreek
actually
Hill-
came back to practice.
Tariq Hill will be playing. He
Oh,
confirmed he
fuck.
will be playing. As Raheem Mostert
Yeah, 'cause
will
I
also
thought
be
it was
playing.
going to be the Braxton Berrios show, but
Jalen Ramsey's scheduled to make his
Jalen
debut,
Ramsey
too.
also playing.
and they didn't look that impressive last week.
Who?
Miami.
They played your Super Bowl pick, in fairness to them,
That's true.
and my Super Bowl pick on the road.
So
Break it down. Explain to us your
Fuck.
thoughts. Let's go. I want to hear what you're thinking.
Yeah, we
No,
don't
you
want.
don't.
We
Because,
don't,
I mean,
we don't want
yeah, I
just.
do.
I'm
You don't
gonna
wanna
go
hear
with
what
I
Miami.
want to hear what
thinking.
you're thinking because
No,
I
you
know what you're going to do. You're inevitably going to take Miami to win and New England to cover for some fucked up, stupid reason about Bill Belichick.
I am
so go
actually.
ahead.
I think they're hot right now, and I'm going to take the New England Patriots to upset the Miami Dolphins in
So
Miami.
you think they're going to beat Buffalo and then come back to?
Yes, I do.
Here's the good news on
Yes,
all of
I
our
do.
picks this week. When we're not unanimous, someone's going to be right. So when they look at that graphic on our Instagram, they're going to be, well, this guy had this one.
Yeah,
this guy had this
asshole
one.
is right.
Did you see those guys at the end of that game last week?
Miami.
No, New England. Did you see how pumped they were?
Oh,
Mac Jones was so pumped last week.
Mac Jones is nothing but his pump is a penis.
So
pump.
here's my
Fucking
thing.
worthless.
Here's my thing. Even Tom Brady lost games in Miami constantly. It was, I think, his worst record in
Is
the
against the
division
Dolphins.
was against the Dolphins, especially in Miami.
I'm taking them. I think the Dolphins are soul searching right now,
Oh Jesus!
and I just feel they're fired up, dude. And how many points are they getting?
9.5.
Thank you. I'll take the points in New England Patriots, baby.
Stupid.
Yeah, this might
Points in the
be,
New England Patriots.
this might be your worst. This might be the worst one of the year. Just to let you know, we have some people in the comments. Angie, woof, just woof.
What does that mean?
Tyler Nelson, Mac Jones is actually worse than Dak Prescott. And then Leon wanted me to let you know.
I don't know about that. Hey, Mr. Nelson, I don't agree with that whatsoever.
Leon wanted to let everybody know to say no to drugs.
I don't do drugs. That's Bruce.
I'm going to take Miami. They can have New England can have more than 9.5 points if they want. And I'm gonna.
If there's anybody that can scheme that offense, it's Bill Belichick.
Come on.
He just doesn't have enough talent, I think, on the
Yes, he
defensive
does.
side of the ball.
And I'm going to take the over because I think Miami will do it by themselves.
And so I think Miami had one of their worst games of the year on Sunday night against the Patriots in Foxborough, and
They lost to Philadelphia.
No, Miami beat the Patriots in Foxborough.
Oh.
They had a bad game though; it was a closer game.
Yeah, it was close.
I think Mike McDaniel's just too good of a coach. He's going to have this team ready to play. He's got the game film from the last game. I don't think he's going to put up two bad games against them. And they're going to get back on track, and I think they're going to blow them out. I just think that was more a story about the
9
Bills.
points is a lot.
It is a lot. It doesn't scare me though.
Can I
The way the Dolphins score.
Can I be honest with you? I think this is a 42-10 game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
This
I
isn't
think
even going to be fucking close.
they come close to covering this one on their own.
Correct. That's what I think. They'll be at the Tyreek Hill have 3 touchdowns and 250 yards.
Miami outright, Miami to cover, and I like the over as well.
I mean,
My lock of the week is Braxton Berrios, anytime touchdown.
wow.
How many touchdowns does he have? One this year? He might have one, right?
I think he might have 2. Let's see. Hold on.
I don't like him for
I'm
what he
gonna
did
pull
to
up the-
Sophie Colpo. He's a
Yeah.
bitch for that.
Braxton Berrios, 18 receptions, 186 yards, and 1 touchdown.
He's going to have another one in this game.
You think so?
Yes, I do.
Let's see who the touchdown was against. It was against Buffalo.
It's his former team. That's who drafted him too, Braxton Berrios.
Indeed. Moving on. Thankfully. Let's get away from this. The New York Jets are staying in their home stadium as the away team against the New York Giants. a battle for the state of New Jersey.
For two teams that claim New
That
York
claim New York.
that don't play there.
The Jets are a 3-point favorite. The over-under, 35.5.
Wow. I saw a great Barstool article today about how they were pissed. Jets fans are pissed that Zach Wilson went home and went to the fucking apple orchard with his Mormon girlfriend.
Supposedly I heard it was a vacation. They went on vacation during the bye week.
Whatever.
I'm taking the Jets in the under.
J-E.
So no Daniel Jones. I think the Giants have been playing a lot better. I still think they have one of the best coaches in football. I think these are two of the best coaches in football. But the Jets know that they're still in this thing. And the Jets are really fired up and really pissed off that the Giants excuse me. Other way around. The Jets were calling MetLife Stadium Jet Life Stadium during the preseason, the whole Aaron Rodgers thing on Hard Knocks. I actually think that the Giants keep it close and the Giants cover. But I think it's a low-scoring game. I'm going to go with the under, but I do like the Jets in this one.
I am going to also take the side of Amu Bob this week. I am going to take the Jets -3.
You know what? I thought about that earlier today. Shout out to Amu Bob.
It's fucking Amu Bob.
Yeah, shout out to Arab Fantasy. Shout out to Amu Bob. Shout out to Fordson High School. The Tractors. Shout out to they're the Tractors.
Oh, God.
Shout out to the Tractors.
To Fordson High School.
No, big shout out to Fordson High School.
Shout out him.
Amu
During
Bob.
Ramadan, those kids, if Ramadan falls during the summer, those Fordson fucking Tractors, they do 2-a-days without drinking any water
Anyway.
in the summer.
Hold on. I think
they can swear on the football field, yet we can't.
there was some there. I remember De La Salle played Fordson in a playoff game one time.
And Fordson crushed them.
No,
No, are you talking about Homecoming, Christopher's team?
it was Christopher's team in
Yeah,
homecoming.
they went undefeated,
That
lost
was
to
the year-
Fordson. Some bullshit
Yeah.
calls, by the way. Bullshit.
Shout out to the Tractors. Fuck DSL.
Anyways,
White Devil.
yeah, no, I'm going to take Amu Bob here, and I'm going to take the under. But I'm going to say out of every game that I've picked so far, I feel the least comfortable with this one
Giants are playing well.
because the Giants might just play spoiler here.
We can agree that Tyrod has looked pretty good.
Tyrod has looked good.
Yeah.
Tyrod is getting the start again this week.
He's named after a fucking car part, but
Barkley's a handful.
Yeah, but
Barkley's a handful.
if there's
He's going to really have to work to run on that defense.
this is why I took the Jets solely because if there's any defensive front that can put a cap on Saquon Barkley,
It's the Jets. It's the
that's
Jets.
the only reason why I took him. Next up, the Jacksonville Jaguars are headed up to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. Jacksonville 2.5-point favorite, over under 41. Uncle Sam.
I'm taking Pittsburgh in the over.
Yeah, I feel so fucking dumb doing this because I care about my record when I pick these games. I'm gonna take.
So do I.
I'm
You
gonna
think
take
I don't
Pittsburgh.
care?
I'm taking Pittsburgh.
What?
Yeah,
What's going on here?
yeah.
What is going on here?
Jacksonville's the significantly better team. I just don't like anything that they do right now. I will continue to pick against them until they learn how to use Calvin Ridley, which they choose not to do. I don't give a shit about how good Christian Kirk is. It's Steeler D. The Steelers defense has them in all these games, and I think if they could shut down Puka Nacua and what's his face over there, Cooper Kupp in L.A., I think they're going to have no issues with ETN. ETN's
Now
running
you
into
see
a brick
why
wall.
I did what I did.
Yeah.
Well,
I was high on Pittsburgh from day one, and this isn't quite a defense that what's his face can carve up, but I think they're going to fare a lot better against Jacksonville D than they did against Rams D. I think he'll just keep getting better. So
as touted as we believe the Steelers defense is, they actually allow 143 rushing yards per game. That's the fourth most, in the NFL. And I think Travis Etienne has been on absolute fire as of late. I'm going to take Jacksonville in this game. I think Etienne has a monster day. That over under a 41, I'm going to take the under. I don't see a ton of points being scored in this game. I think that Jacksonville is starting to turn the corner. This could be the game they completely turn the corner. If they put a nice lick on Pittsburgh, I think that that's at the point where I could start to feel really confident in them. And I think Etienne just absolutely eats against this Pittsburgh front. I do. They just statistically, Pittsburgh has not been great against the run. Against the pass, I'm talking a different story. I'm going to take Jacksonville. I'm going to take
Someone's going to be right. You know what's going to happen? The Giants are for sure winning because we all picked the Jets.
Yeah, you're probably right. It was like last week, everything we were unanimous on was wrong. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Next up, we have
Divisional game.
the Philadelphia Eagles.
So unexcited. He gets less excited every time.
This is a fucking divisional game.
He's hiding by that.
The Philadelphia Eagles are heading to Washington to play the Redskins. Philadelphia's 7-point favorite, over under 43.5. I can't wait to hear what he has to say.
Taking Philadelphia in the over.
Wow. Zola?
Yeah, Philly in the over. Philly to cover, Philly to win. The over.
I'm going to take Washington. I'm going to take Washington to cover, Washington to win. And I'm going to take the
Sam
under.
Howell is the most pummeled quarterback in the league.
Nobody has had their asshole punched.
Nobody's been pummeled as much as Sam Howell.
Nobody's had their ass cheeks slapped
And
around.
your theory on Derrick Henry, whether he gets traded or they hold him out, I think that holds with a lot of the guys on the Commanders' defensive side of the ball.
Could very
including
well happen.
Montez Sweat, Chase Young. I think that those guys may even get held out because one of those guys is getting traded if they're a smart organization. And this is the game, I think Philly blows them out bad enough that this might be the game where Ron Rivera gets fired afterward too.
I didn't think about that. I didn't think about Chase Young and Sweat. I've
Retraction? Do we have a retraction?
No, I'm not going to retract.
No!
I'm going to sell my soul out
Pussy.
here. What?
Nothing.
No, the pussy move would be to retract. I'm gonna say it. This is gonna be the trap. It happens once a year. Philadelphia loses to a team that they're clearly better than, and I think this is when it happens.
It happened 2 weeks ago.
I know, but it's Washington. It's Washington. Brian Robinson will have 120 yards rushing.
You want to know what's going to happen
It
in
won't
this
make
game?
any sense.
You want to know what's going to happen in this game?
Let me hear it.
I can tell you right now, Ron Rivera will lose his fucking cool, probably get suspended after the game or during the game, and their offensive coordinator, who that whole team fucking hates, will get beat up by his own players on the sideline. That's what's going to happen.
Okay.
That's a soap opera.
Eric Bieniemy is going to get punched by Brian Robinson.
He's going to get punched in his asshole.
He's gonna get his asshole punched. All right, listen. I'm not gonna retract, but I want to put an asterisk here and say if Washington does lose this game, they're going to get blown out. It's going to be fucking awful. Sam Howell will leave the building crying, and Ron Rivera gets fired. If it's either going to be right neck and neck up until the end, or it's going to be an absolute fucking demolition. That's where I'm at.
Well, the Eagles,
I'm going to take
brought a safety in this week that they really needed bad, and I think this is the move that will put them back where they were last year.
Listen, it doesn't. Jesus could come down and play, but if the Redskins are meant to win this game, the Redskins are meant to win this game.
You'll see. They got a ball hawk back there.
I'm aware of.
Go ahead.
Kevin Byard is talented.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying. You know, last year when they were undefeated and then Washington punched their asshole.
It's different this year.
Different team.
It's different this time.
Next up, the Houston Texans are heading to Carolina to play the 0-6 Panthers. Houston 3.5-point favorite. Over under 43.5. Zola, what do you think?
We got number 1 overall Bryce Young versus number 3 overall CJ Stroud. Forever linked, forever matched in destiny. The Texans are due for one of those classic first 4-week performances. They kind of dropped off. I think that this is a bigger week for them. I love what Carolina did in their last game, simplifying the offense for Bryce Young. I like how he's looked a little bit better.
It was very effective for them.
I like how he's looked a little bit better, but DeMeco Ryans is going to have his defense ready to play, and he's going to be prepared. I like the Texans. What's the spread?
3.5.
Oh, I'm going to take Carolina to cover that. Texans to win. I like the Panthers to cover the 3.5. I like a closer game here, but the Texans win a tough one on the road, in my opinion. Over under?
43.5.
I think these teams are capable of 43.5. Give me the over on that one.
Go ahead.
I'm going to take the over in the Texans. I got a feeling they're in for a game that they're going to impress a lot of people.
For once, you and me actually agree. I think that Bryce Young is going to get his asshole punched. I'm going to take Houston, and I'm going to take the over in this game. I think this is going to be, just like Zolo said, this is going to be one of the first 4. This is going to look like Houston circa week 2 or 3. And I think they're going to put up some big numbers this week.
Stroud doesn't make mistakes. He's been playing, basically the guy's got one pick. And he doesn't make mistakes.
Shout out to the Stroud
Playing
boys.
that way.
Cut to me, Bruce. Where my Stroud boys at?
He keeps playing that way.
Keep
and,
talking.
He's definitely your offensive player of the year.
Offensive rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year. Yeah.
Shout out to the Stroud boys. It's us.
Next up, the Cleveland Browns are heading up to Seattle to play the Seahawks. P.J. Walker getting the start for the Browns. What do we think happens in this game, Uncle Sam?
P.J. Walker.
Also, just for the record,
I'm going to take the Seahawks in the over. Go ahead.
both Browns running backs are questionable going into this game.
I'm not worried about that. Seahawks in the over.
I am again going to agree with you. Seahawks in the, except I'm not going to take the. I'm going to take the under in this.
What's the
Seahawks
number
in the
again?
Under.
What's the number? Both numbers actually.
Seattle by 3.5 over under 38.
And it's in Seattle, right?
In Seattle. That would put Seattle at 5-2. Jesus.
I mean that's where they were supposed to be though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, they're a good team. I really like what the Browns have done the first couple weeks. I think they've been great. I think they're going to have a shot to make the playoffs for certain. I still think the Ravens are the class of that division.
These injuries are going to catch up with them.
They are, and going into Seattle's a lot tougher. Frank Clark is making his debut. Seattle is healthier. Geno is healthier, even though he's still not that good. And someone else I think is coming back for Seattle too. Who's the D tackle? I can't remember his name, but
I don't know how to say his name. Is it Austin Faioliu?
no, someone else.
Okay.
Someone else is coming back.
They got Jerron Reed, who's been
Yeah, he's been money since they
Lights out.
drafted him. I'm gonna go with Seattle. I'm gonna go with Seattle to cover, Seattle to win outright, and I like the under.
Seattle in the under.
Jim Schwartz's defense has just been good enough to contain teams. But Uncle Sam, I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
If the Browns win, will you bark for us on Monday?
No.
Did you take the over and the under? You took over.
What did I say?
I don't write down that.
He doesn't write down the
Well, that's a
over-unders.
fuck.
But I think you said over. But we're all on the same page, Seattle.
Divisional game.
The divisional game.
He was last year.
Yeah, I know. Every fucking game. Oh, the divisional game. Anyways, Kansas City's heading to Denver to play the Broncos. Kansas City is a touchdown favorite in this game. Over-under is 47. Zolo started up.
I'm choosing to believe that last week's Chiefs were the Chiefs' offense that we're used to seeing.
Nick Bolton is out.
Is he on IR yet or no?
No, but he's out.
That's not good.
I'm choosing to believe that last week's Chiefs are the Chiefs that we came to know and hate. And I like the Chiefs. I like the over. I'm going to go with the Chiefs to cover, too. I like the Chiefs to cover.
There we go. I'm taking the Chiefs to cover, to win, and I'm taking the over.
Shout out to Tank.
Tank.
Tank in the chat.
Go ahead. Are you Mitch McConnelling here?
Yeah.
Are you
I'm
processing?
taking-
What the
It's a
fuck?
fucking weekend at
I'm going to
Bernie's.
take.
Oh, Leon wants to know if Taylor Swift
a
will be
great
there. Do we
question.
have confirmation?
Leon, I don't know if it's showing on
You
the
know what,
camera
though?
right now, but
That-
smoke's coming out of his ears.
That is a good question, because if
Hold
that
on.
little
We need to
that
figure
little
this out.
that little pie shows up at the game,
Wait,
Travis
little
Kelce
pie.
should have a fucking 30
What is
pointer.
that? What is that little pie?
I think he's gonna play well regardless because her album dropped today, her 1989 Taylor's version, and people are they're swooning. They
They're
think it's
swooning.
they think it's some of her best work to date.
What is a swoon?
Oh my God, Taylor!
Oh wow.
Oh my
All right. Well, I'm gonna take. She got her new album, and if is she
Hold
going
on.
to this game?
Hold on. Hold on.
Shut the fuck up.
Is she gonna be in the same country?
Hold on. Yes, her South American tour.
November 6th,
November 6th.
Buenos Aires.
Okay.
She will be at the game and was asking for advice from close friends on places to eat in Denver.
Oh my God.
Okay. I am gonna take the Kansas City Chiefs
Great town to
and
eat
the
through,
over.
too.
I am going to take the Kansas City Chiefs and the over. I might have said that already.
Kelsey anytime touchdown too while we're here.
Kelsey anytime touchdown.
Kelsey over
live.
100 yards.
Maybe
while
three
we're
of
at it.
them.
Yep. All of it. Parlay every Travis
Yeah.
Kelsey thing.
That's an
they'll
easy
give
one. SGP Kelsey anytime. Kelsey over 100. Chiefs to win. Chiefs to cover.
Can't wait to see
You're
that little-
welcome.
Kelsey to have
Give
Give me
the rest.
10% of your winnings.
The girl doing a little fucking fist pump. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Fucking outstanding. The NFL will have a camera right on her. They have every week.
Are you going to come out with an Uncle Sam Taylor's version anytime soon or no?
That's it. I have my own Taylor Swift
She's looking
version,
for
but
places
I
to
can't
eat.
talk about
What,
that
does she
right
ever
now
fucking
because
perform?
it's rated
No,
R.
she performed in that exact stadium. Every stadium
R.
he
Okay,
plays
So
in,
what the?
every
fuck?
stadium he plays in, she sold out 3 nights in a row.
Okay, so why does she need somewhere to eat?
Because
fucking
I
know.
don't think, from what I understand, if we're gonna get into Taylor talk, number one, the reason why Kelsey this whole thing started is because he goes, oh, I made her a friendship bracelet with my telephone number. I went to her show and I tried to give it to her, but apparently she doesn't meet people before or after her shows because she's trying to save her voice. So I can't imagine. Like, I think she would fly in 2 hours before her concerts and leave as soon as they're over. And I cannot imagine she did any going out or doing anything while her shows were going on. There's a scenario, like, we would have known, like, when Drake was here, he ate at She-Wolf. We knew that.
Correct.
We knew he was going to go there, and he showed up there. Whereas Taylor Swift wasn't really cited eating during her
Seems
tour.
like when he goes somewhere, he gives back a little bit and kind of experiences the city. As
If you're gonna make
Taylor
fun of Taylor Swift, if you're
doesn't.
if you're
Oh,
going
God.
down that road right
Oh,
now,
fuck yeah.
there's literal case studies about what she did, what her concerts did. She generated
Oh,
more
yeah.
money for a lot of these cities than anything else going on in the cities over an
Saying,
entire
her
year.
presence
Yeah, Bruce.
herself.
Fuck you
Her
and
presence
fuck Drake.
herself.
They're gonna
Guess what?
teach.
Guess what?
They're gonna teach
It
college
ain't about
courses.
money anymore. It ain't about money.
They're gonna teach
anymore.
college courses on what the Eras tour did for all the local economies.
For the
I'm just telling
record, she hit billionaire status yesterday.
Yeah,
That's
1.1 billion.
The big misconception about people that have money. They think because they have money, they could say anything they want till somebody that's real punches you in the fucking mouth. Go ahead.
I wonder who's punching Taylor Swift's asshole. Who's popping her
If
asshole
given the
these
opportunity, are you punching Taylor Swift in the asshole?
I want to punch Mr. Pfizer first, then her.
Okay. Moving on. The Baltimore Ravens are heading down to Arizona to play the Cardinals. Baltimore 9.5 point favorite. Over under a 44.5. Do we need to? What do we want to do here? It's
Baltimore in the over.
Baltimore
to
in the
cover,
over.
Baltimore to win, Baltimore in the over. Shout out to Carl G. Carl G, you talked a lot of shit to me last week, and you were drunk, and you wouldn't let me talk.
Guy's always fucking drunk. What are you talking
It's
about?
true.
Ravens in the over.
That's true. You talked a lot of shit, Carl G, but if you actually watched our show, you would know that I picked the Ravens to win the AFC. So
From here. What the fuck?
That's a
it's always
Super Bowl
been my
pick for
argument
you.
from day one.
You choose your hometown team before anything else.
So we can move on from this, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Next up, the 4th place Cincinnati Bengals are heading to the Bay Area to play the San Francisco 49ers and Brock Purdy. San Francisco's a 4-point favorite. The over-under in this game is 43.5 points.
I'm going to take the over and the Cincinnati Bengals.
No explanation, no
I
reasoning.
just told you, I'm taking the over and the Cincinnati Bengals, especially if Brock Purdy's playing.
Brock Purdy is highly questionable going into this game.
Sam
Regardless,
Darnold's playing, I reject the whole thing.
you backtrack. Hold on.
Yeah, you want to talk about being a pussy and retracting.
You said the other day, you go, oh, yeah, watch out. Big game from Sam Darnold.
I said, if Sam Darnold is playing, I'm taking the 49ers.
Listen,
if Purdy plays,
If
he's
Purdy
taking,
plays, I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals in the over.
so I think regardless of who plays, and it's got nothing to do
All
with
right,
quarterback.
regardless of who plays, I'm going to take Cincinnati in the over. How about that?
fair.
Is that better?
Fair.
There we go.
On my end, regardless of who plays, San Francisco is one of the toughest places to play in the league. They still got that defense. They have the corners that could isolate Higgins and Jamar Chase, and I think they have Joe Burrow under pressure this year because he's injured. It's because he's injured, but Joe Burrow under pressure this year struggles. There's a defense that's going to create problems for him on the road. I'm going with the Niners no matter what, and I also like what's the number?
The number is
43.5.
43.5.
That's indicative of Purdy not playing, in my opinion, right?
I would safely assume yes.
I like the over.
So this was the hardest one for me to figure out this weekend because, as everybody knows, I love Cincinnati and they've shit the bed consistently this year. And I like what Brock Purdy's doing right now, and I think San Francisco is probably one of the best teams in football. But I'm going to go against my better judgment.
Hold on. You could do the. I don't mind if you do the. If Purdy plays, they win. If Darnold plays, they loses. You could do that.
But you want to know what's fucked up?
I wanted to do it, and
You
everybody
still
was
think
fucking
Cincinnati
going
wins
through
no
the
matter
row.
what?
I think this Cincinnati's at the point right now where if they lose this game,
It's shit or get off the pot.
if they lose this game in any fashion other than a Jake Moody time expiring field goal,
Missed field goal.
their season is you're getting close to the write-off.
That's the only reason why I would consider picking the Bengals for
Right.
this one is because they need this more than the Niners.
They desperately need this game. They're coming off of the bye. Like, all the stars align for Cincinnati to win this game, but it's so hard for me to believe that San Francisco defense is going to lose 3 in a row, regardless of who's playing quarterback. But I just got the feeling that Cincinnati's they have to win this game. I'm going to take Cincinnati to cover to win, and I'm going to take the under in this game. I don't know why. I feel like you're going to get a touchdown out of McCaffrey. You might get a little bit forever. I mean, if you're betting,
You're going to get a touchdown on McCaffrey until you don't get the touchdown on McCaffrey.
correct. And honest to God, I know Uncle Sam thinks that Sam Darnold's going to come in and run this offense the exact same way, and I don't think that's going to happen. There's a reason why Sam Darnold's not there's a reason why Baker Mayfield's a starter on an NFL team and Sam fucking Darnold isn't.
When Cincinnati loses games, though, this is my thing. So when Cincinnati loses games, it's because they can't control. When they're in control, when they have control of the tempo, when they can keep their defense off the field, when they're in control of games, they fare well. And I don't think they're going to control this game. I'm with you. I don't see San Francisco losing 3 in a row.
I don't either.
But I would pick the Bengals for the same reason you did, which is they need this more than any team in the league. They need a win this week.
Joe Burrow needs to reach his hand into his pants, hold on to his nuts, and find a way to will them to win.
And he's capable.
Yes, and I'm going to go Cincinnati, and I'm going to take the under because I think you're going to have their defense has to step up. Oh, Angie actually texted us about this week. If the 49ers win the Super Bowl this year, will you wear a Brock Purdy jersey for every episode?
Next year.
Keep dreaming.
If you're that confident in it, take the bet.
Keep fucking dreaming.
Take the bet.
What would
I
you
just
do?
said keep fucking dreaming.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? They're not going to win the Super Bowl.
If they win.
They're not going to.
But what if?
But if you're
the whole point is what if?
Listen, nobody could beat Patty Mahomes.
If you're that
Nobody.
You picked the
confident,
fucking Eagles to win the Super Bowl.
I did.
Yeah, so did
I want the Eagles to win. The 49ers
them to
will
win.
not, listen to me, until they get a fucking quarterback and Kyle Shanahan keeps his fucking hands
take
out of the
bet.
business, they're not going to win anything.
Then take the bet.
Then I take the fucking bet. There you go.
Here, shake.
Yeah, I'll take your fucking bet.
will you shake?
There you go,
Whatever
Angie.
your
Can I get
fucking
a
name
shake?
is.
There you go,
No,
Angie.
That's Angie.
It's Angie. Have you guys met before? Have you
Yes,
met
he's
Angie
met
before?
Angie.
Don't care.
So he took the bet.
Angie, is that you hearting us like crazy right
I
now?
think it
too?
is. Yeah, he's into it. Sitting there just.
Does that mean yes?
Angie, let us know in the comments what the munchie snack's going to be for this evening. Next up, the Chicago Bears.
Bruce is hungry because he's high.
Not wrong.
The Chicago Bears are heading to Los Angeles to play the Chargers at SoFi Stadium. Chargers 8.5-point favorite, over under a 46.5.
Titty badging.
8.5.
Titty Badgent, baby.
8.5?
Titty fucking Badgent.
8.5.
8.5.
I'm taking the Bears to win in the under.
If that's the case, Brandon Staley's out.
I'm taking the Bears
Yeah.
to win in the under.
If that's the case, he's toast.
I'm taking the Bears to win in the under.
Can I?
Thank you.
I don't think it's going to be Titty Badgent that wills them into this game.
Yeah, well.
Deontay Foreman.
I think
Foreman's gonna
Donta.
punch an asshole right through.
Donta wish your girlfriend was hot like me. I think he's going to will them into a win here. I don't know why. I think I'm hopeful that Donta Foreman is going to cost Brendan Staley his job. And finally, we will get to see the Chargers move to a new.
I think the Badgent kid is a better story than
You
Brock.
could just call him Titty for short.
Yeah, you guys should we just call him Titty from now on?
No, I just think he's better.
He won one fucking
He's definitely
game.
a better story.
He won
than
one game
Brock
Against the
Purdy.
Las
He
Vegas.
won one game.
Against
It's a
whoever the
big
quarterback
deal.
Who was it at Joy
The guy
Road?
playing in a fucking school. Nobody even knows where it's at.
Who was it at Joy Road that called you dense?
Oh. Shout out to Joy Road.
If you could sit here and tell me that Titty Badgent is a better story
Badgett-
than Brock Purdy,
Titty
then
Badgett
Kevin was right.
Is better.
Weird Kevin was right. I'm
Kevin
taking
also
Titty,
voted for Hillary Clinton. Look where that got him.
I'm taking Titty Badgett, Donta Foreman, and Weird Kevin, and I'm going to take Chicago to cover this game, win this game, Brendan Staley to lose his job, and I'm going to take the under.
By the way, President Baker does know Weird Kevin.
Shout out to Weird Kevin.
I am going to go. That number is so
Kevin had
big
a lot
and
of
so
issues.
scary.
Oh,
I'm
believe
going
he
to take
was-
the easy way out just because you have to scroll through the episode to find what I'm about to say. It's not going to show up on paper. Chargers to win.
This is Sunday Night Football, by the way.
Ugh.
Titty Badgett.
Chargers to win.
All right, down here.
The number is big enough to where I think the Chicago Bears can cover 8.5. I think the Chicago Bears can get within 6. But what's the over under?
The over-under is 46.5.
Yeah, I think the Chargers.
I didn't
I think
fuck
Chargers-
around last week, man.
No, Donta
is-
Foreman didn't.
Is the
fuck.
Las Vegas Raiders.
That's
They
true.
didn't fuck around. It doesn't matter. They still blew them out by fucking 30 points.
The Raiders are ass cheeks.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're prime
Ass.
candidates
That brings
for an
us to Monday, no?
an asshole popping, and I think we're gonna do Monday on Monday.
Let's do it right now.
You know what?
No.
You know what we should do? You know what we should do?
What?
We should. No.
We should do Monday on Monday.
Okay. Yeah. I just want people to
Monday
see it. I
on
want to.
Monday.
I want to make sure
Sounds
people
good.
see it. I like the concept of we have a short recap episode and we get into the Lions while people are on their way down or they can listen to it, whatever, and
Correct.
do it on Monday.
I think we should do it on Monday. We're going to try and be earlier on Monday because we're going to the game. So, Lions, full preview, in depth on Monday. Shout out to President Baker. Shout out to Weird Kevin. Leon's shocked that I remembered Weird Kevin, but I remember, hello.
By the way, Kevin works at the fuck is that place? Rallies?
What, a funeral home?
No, Rallies.
Rallies like the
What,
hamburgers.
the rallies in the parking lot?
Yes.
The hamburger.
He works in the
Yes.
parking lot now.
Yes.
God bless.
Kevin works
There's
at
a
Rallies. Shout
in the
out to
parking
Kevin.
lot.
Rally still exists. I
It's
thought
a
it was
Checkers.
Checker,
It's a
Checker
Checkers.
Burger. Checker
Kevin
Burger.
still remembers the night that me and him were
Oh, God. Where's this
is
going?
way back 2016 when he was a huge Hillary Clinton supporter and a Bernie Sanders. He was a huge Bernie Sanders
He
guy.
wore the Bernie pin.
And I still remember when Donald Trump won the election and he didn't show up for work the next day because he didn't want to hear me absolutely pummel him. And it's very true. It was a sight to see, and I remember all them people crying and bawling, and I loved every minute of it.
Did you say on a cold January
I
night
was up the entire night watching the election. The entire night.
thinking about Kevin the whole time?
Thinking about Kevin the whole time. And the motherfucker didn't even show up the next day, so I could just pound him into submission.
Why are you talking about how much you pounded Weird Kevin on a cold January
Into
night?
submission.
Oh, my God. Fucking head. Anything to add?
Yeah, but I forgot.
Anything to add outside of you pounding weird Kevin?
The Arabs, by the way, they want 2 things out of you. Shout out to Arab Fantasy. Love you guys. Thanks for watching Arab Fantasy. You guys are loyal, just like all the Arabs out
Arab
there.
Fantasy comes in every episode. They're always here.
They're always in the chat. You'd love these kids too, by the way. They would literally let you walk on them. They praise the ground that you walk on.
Why?
Because
They just think you're a guy.
you understand
Something
you're,
wrong
you're,
with them then.
You're quickly
Stay
becoming,
away from them.
No.
You're quickly becoming a legend. You know that?
Am I?
Yeah, he's gonna get up before we even close it out.
Here's what I think of that.
So the Arabs want 2 things from Uncle Sam.
Will you come back for just? We need 30 more seconds.
They want 2 things from you.
Gotta go. Let's go.
Number 1, they want a tattoo tour.
A tattoo tour.
Yeah, they want to see. They want to know all your. You don't have to do it right now, but if you want to do it right now, it's great fucking content. So do it. He's got one on his ass, doesn't he?
No, do you have any? Do you have any ass tattoos?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Do you have any below the belt, leg, anything like that?
Oh yeah, legs. He's got them on the legs.
Yeah, so they want a tattoo tour, and then number 2, they want behind the scenes content where
If you really want to see tattoo tour, you gotta call my brother.
Okay.
okay, we want that.
Quick thing about the tattoo tour, the one on his hand he gave to himself.
Like a gift to himself.
No.
Oh,
He tattooed it on his own hand.
did you have a tattoo machine or did you?
I have
They
one.
used to have a tattoo
poke?
gun.
I still do.
My grandmother's guest
Want me
room.
to bring it here?
Is your grandmother tatted?
No, my grandmother's guest room was a fully mirrored tattoo parlor, and he tattooed his own hand.
Not true.
What do you mean it's not true?
Me and Uncle Tony used to tattoo each other.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I literally
I've
said.
tattooed myself, and we used to tattoo each other.
Which one is your favorite one that's visible?
I don't know. I mean, all mine are kind of shitty.
Well, you have the Tasmanian Devil. That was the one that gave it away.
That's my first tattoo. This was at a party that the guy got out of prison. He gave me my first tattoo. It's Tasmanian Devil holding a middle finger like this.
I
My
love
first
that.
tattoo. This was in 1982, 82 or 83.
Angie says his favorite is the Scorpion.
Yeah, it used to be cool. It's fucked up now, but it used to be cool when I first got it.
You could probably make
When
it
you get
move.
when you get
Probably
old,
make
tattoo ink
fades, ink fade, color
No, it doesn't
fades,
fade.
color fades.
Spreads.
spreads, and all your detail you lose all the detail in them. So they spread out after a while, after years. So the most detailed thing you've ever seen, even stuff like names, just blurted right out because all the ink spreads.
So as far as like the Tattoo Hall of Fame goes, my Uncle Tony, Uncle Sam's brother, has his last name tattooed in an arch across his entire stomach.
Just like the Chulos.
Wait, do you have the sunshine belly button? Or is
No,
that him?
that's him.
And he has the sun around his belly button.
Wow, that's
I remember when he got that. I took him to get
wrestler
his
did
first
that.
tattoo in
Batista.
Florida.
Batista.
It was
had the-
Batista,
Batista
yeah.
has the sun around his
I
belly.
took him to Florida. We went to Florida. He got his first tattoo. He fucking stressed himself so bad he passed out. And now
Number
he's
2.
got tattoos all over him.
Hold on, we gotta get to the second thing. We have a second request.
Number 2, everyone wants behind the scenes content. You know, like someone's driving and they have the camera down on the seat like this, and they're and you're just talking. They want a tour of Livonia with you, just dishing on everything you saw when you grew
Westland.
up, Westland. Everything that you experienced growing up.
they
They
want-
want to see all the famous sites in your life.
Can we record a documentary?
Yeah,
about
can we make
you?
a documentary on you?
There's no evidence.
No, I'm not talking about evidence.
There's never any evidence. Remember
People
that.
see this was the problem.
We didn't
So-
say you committed a crime.
when we started doing this, right? Uncle Sam has many stories that probably would end up with us
Canceled.
canceled. Yeah.
Yes.
So, but we
Canceled
wanted
and me probably behind bars.
Yeah, we wanted to do a podcast series where Uncle Sam just rehashed his youth,
I want
but we might end up in jail. So
I'm going to
can't get
start my
Boxer to get
own
on.
podcast real soon here, and it's going to be
Tipped crimes.
no, it's just gonna, you know what it's going to be called? Fuck Your Thoughts. That's going to be the name of it, and I'm just going to tell everybody what I think.
Leon just came into the chat. The ground was shaking.
It was. That's what happens when you're drag racing down Telegraph back in the 80s, and I seen some kid with a Dodge Viper when it first came out in the 90s. I think it was 95.
Tell me he wrecked
And
it.
that kid was fucking, I don't know, had a dealer plate on it.
He wrecked it.
And all I remember is that kid coming up, and that fucking car was for real. He raced a Chevelle. Guy had like a 68, 69 Chevelle.
Not
Beautiful
the fastest, by the
car,
way.
dude.
Not the fastest.
Had wheelie bars on it. And that kid in that fucking Viper absolutely ass crushed him by about 10 lengths.
Ask for
If it was a
10 lengths.
70, if it was a
That
70
guy
Chevelle,
punched
he would
it,
have
the
lost.
front end come off the ground, and that Viper, the ass end, dropped to the ground, and bam, he was gone. And he had him by like 10 lengths. It was ridiculous.
And what
if I was that guy in that Chevelle, I would have took that car and drove it right off a bridge afterwards.
will you say it?
What? The ground was shaking.
There it is.
It was shaking.
There it is. All right. Anything else? Anything we need to clean anything up? Are we good?
I told you, I forgot.
Okay. You have anything left to say?
I got to go.
Okay. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Tip Balls Podcast. Make sure to follow our socials, Instagram and Twitter at Tip Balls. He's gone. TikTok at Tip Balls Podcast. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, make sure to check us out on YouTube. Remember to subscribe and get into the comments because, as you can see, we have a great time. Thank you so much for listening. You will hear from us Monday. Lions pregame show. It's going to be electric. It's going to be electric.